that. Look at that.
Update that Atlanta police are saying a total of 4 Asian women were shot and killed, 3 at Gold Spa, 1 at aromatherapy spa. 3 Asian women are dead. The Gold Spa right here, and then just across the street at the aromatherapy spa is where police actually initially responded to a robbery call. They found 1 Asian woman dead there. While they were there, that's when they got the call for, was this racially motivated? Is there a suspect description? Do they have a suspect in custody? They tell us it's way too early in the investigation to know these things, but what we do know is one of my coworkers is actually in Cherokee County. It's about 30 miles from where I'm standing here in Atlanta. And there was a similar crime that happened there. 3 people were shot and killed in an Asian spa there as well. They don't know if that one's racially motivated. That one's racially motivated. That one's racially motivated. That one's racially motivated.
Welcome to America at War. I'm Dean Ryan, and this is Real Deal Media, the network, the catalyst of everything that's real in the United States, that's real in this world. And, that's called common sense. That's called, we can think for ourselves. And in this time of being real, getting to know ourselves again, well, now is their armed disruption, as you saw in the title, and the Machiavellian tactics. And that's why this is America. That is the last domino to fall in this New World Order syndicate, this corporate communist conglomerate coming together, and America is in the way. And I know a lot of people are rooting for us who are awake in this country to stop this madness. And I'm so proud to be here today and tomorrow and to continue this struggle just to be free. I'm going to go back to this realm of war that I've been telling you about. Now, check this out. This is happening in New York. You have a gentleman here who goes up to a New York apartment Oh, not to throw a rock to get a hold of his girlfriend there, or to just, drop off some cupcakes for Mrs. Jenkinson. No, 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 not this guy. He went there to do something else for no reason, just because he felt like it. Look at this video right here. You have him going up to an apartment, shooting it, and there's no sound to it. Just shooting randomly. And he must know that there's a camera right there too. And then he goes away, and then see, I just don't buy the narratives they're trying to just sell us here. So look at this guy, and he has his little purple rain gloves, and look at that. He's all dressed up. He's making sure he's warm. He's wanted for reckless endangerment on Sunday when in the vicinity of the 91st Street and the 35th Avenue, which beats me. Who knows where that is? Well, the suspect fired 2 rounds into the exterior of a building, striking the 3rd floor apartment window. Any info, call us, 800-577-TIPS, and reward up to $2,500, which pretty much is what it costs when you get a parking ticket in New York. So if you have a parking ticket and you want to get out of it, try to find this guy right here. Then you'll be fine. And all these things seem to be happening, and it's going to build up, and just, some of us get scared. Some of us just get, we just get good because we know what's coming around the corner. And, evidently they forgot, people like us and who watch this show, we get it too, because you guys pay attention. So we have the alleged governor of California, and that's Gavin Newsom, he's been rewarded his whole life with family fortunes, with prestige, with the best hair award, but he's not being rewarded by the California people. And now they have enough signatures and to get him out. And they say, hey, Gavin, Pelosi's nephew, it's probably time for you to go. And I don't think he's going to go quietly, but let's see what he says, according to the AP, the Associated or Disassociated Press, as I call them. Well, here it is. As signature collection ends, California heads towards a recall. And, I've lived in California off and on. I'm born there my whole life. There's been so many recalls because it's just, look at the people running it. There's Kim Kardashian and there's Khloe, and they're saying recall Newsom now. Recall Newsom now. And by the way, what's up with the this guy's face right here? Look at that creepy guy right here. What's he looking at? All right, just a little tidbit. I'm just asking for, me. Here it is. And applauding months ago, reviews kick off Wednesday to confirm what appears inevitable. California Governor Newsom, alleged, in my view, will face a recall election that could oust the Democrat before his first term ends. I mean, my first question is, did they not see this coming? And was he not extendable? And the announcement Monday that Newsom was beginning to raise money to defend his seat seemed to confirm that he believes organizers behind the recall have collected sufficient petition signatures to place the proposal on the ballot. But a series of bureaucratic checkpoints must be cleared before the Secretary of State's office determines requirements of scheduling a recall election has been satisfied. The agency is headed by Shirley Weber, a former Democratic legislator that Newsom appointed in December, and she promises to be honest and fair, she swears. And her fingers are crossed, and she was appointed by him. What could go wrong? And they promised to use the Dominion trusted voting machines too. So you can guarantee that all of California and Mexico will be voting to keep him in. And by the way, before I go on, this picture over here of Prince Philip's return home after treatment, which we'll get into, that is a creepy picture of the Tales from the Crypt Keeper. That is, it looks like a slightly older Joe Biden. Just, it was giving me the heebie-jeebies. Here it is. I guess 1.5 million signatures to place the proposal on the ballot. It's before voters. It's coming down to fruition. Organizers say they've collected 2 million signatures. Collections surged in the fall and the winter as anger intensified about Newsom's handling of the pandemic. And watch how they'll spin it too. They'll say 2 million racists voted to recall Governor Newsom. God, I just see it. It's just so plain and simple and easy. Okay, so Newsom and his Democratic allies, I prefer comrades, by the way, have cast the recall attempt as a politically driven power grab and in appearances on national news programs. Monday and Tuesday, he tried to tie the recall to extremist groups. These damn extremist groups, God, that damn extremist soccer mother and her little extremist PTA and Tupperware parties they're going to, trying to just hurt us all and kill me. Let's see what he says. I'm very curious what the what the man with the award-winning hair says.
They've got the signatures. And I just think it's important people know who they are. I mean, the chief proponent of this recall effort, the chief proponent, believes that we should microchip immigrants. That's the chief proponent of this recall effort. You look at the original sponsors of it. You have someone, a member, proud member of the 3 Percenters, an alt-right militia group. Others that are devout conspiracy theorists that believe in QAnon. Another that literally supports the insurrection, supported it on January 6th. That's the group. Look at the petition. Look at the actual reasons they themselves listed. It has to do with immigration, the browning of California. It has to do deeply with our values, the things we hold dear. And so I'm not just fighting for me, I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for the values of the state. And there's a lot at stake because in these elections, who knows what can happen? And so I'm going to fight it.
Oh, I can sleep and rest assured that Gavin is saving us from these terrible people that only exist in his head or actually his earpiece because they're telling him what to say and what exists. Well, there's this show. It's called The View in the United States. I don't really cover this show, but it's really pleasurable to watch it, in a sense, to watch really just stupid people just gossip with each other like a bunch of hens. And I'm going to show you, but the narrative of what they're forming in this Antifa stuff and how they're saying it doesn't exist. So you see the talking points as we go into the battlefield of the psychological warfare and all these things. So let's watch the cackling hens of The View, if you can stomach it. I'm just giving you a warning now. I just want to be a PSA partner here, like what's his face there. But here it is. Here's The View. And let's see what they're telling us, because you got to know what the enemy is saying. You're going to see Whoopi Goldberg, and I'm telling you that because I don't want you to confuse her with a mop. I've done that before, and I've made the mistake of doing it, and I don't want to do it again. So when you see a dirty mop that has not been rinsed out yet, that's Whoopi Goldberg. So don't make the mistakes I make. So here's this woman here with her wig. It's a wonderful wig. That's great. I thought that was Phil Spector when I first saw her, but it wasn't. Anyway, so The View, the co-host Joy Behar, who claims Antifa doesn't even exist. Yeah, she does. It doesn't exist. None of it does. You know, the same people that said, oh, there's no such thing as a mafia, that's a conspiracy theory, or there's no such thing as a, you know, you'll never be able to fly, Marx Brothers. You'll never be able to get your wings, and there's no such thing as a tire. She's part of the no such thing generation, and we need to just keep her in the past. In fact, take her to the glue factory with Joe Biden if he's not already there. So here it is, the ABC View, the co-host Joyless Behar denied the militant left-wing group Antifa existed Monday during a segment on the Wisconsin Republican Ron Johnson, claiming he wasn't concerned by rioters who stormed the Capitol at the start of the new year, but might have been if they were the BLM or Antifa demonstrateurs. Behar condemned the Midwestern Republican. Now, here's what I hate is if you're going to go on here, just stop playing in the boundaries of, well, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the other controlled assets of our wrestling match here. Yeah, how about let's talk about how FBI was involved in all these other groups here. What Trump supporter has a Soviet Union sickle and hammer tattoo? And he probably had a huge face of Mao Zedong tattoo on his chest with, just Lenin and Stalin on his derriere. I'm just thinking, nobody really brings these other things up. And so I hate these little cookie cutter people. They're just not doing it for me. And I don't mind going on The View myself. And I might one day for punishment. So let's see what they say. And I'll stop for commentary here and there because I can't help myself.
Broke into the U.S. Capitol, resulting in the death of 5 people, including a police officer, all because they didn't like the results of our democratic process. But Senator Ron Johnson remembers a whole different scenario, very different. Take a look.
I'm also criticized because I've made the comment that on January 6th, I never felt threatened because I didn't. I knew those are people that love this country, that truly respect law enforcement, would never do anything to break a law. And so I wasn't concerned. Now, had the tables been turned, and Joe, this got me in trouble. Had the tables been turned and President Trump won the election, and those were tens of thousands of Black Lives Matter and Antifa protesters, I might have been a little concerned.
Can anybody tell me what is he saying? He's scared of black people? We're not going anywhere, so you better get over it. But what is he saying, Sonny?
You know, he's right out there. He's right out there with his racism. There's no dog whistle for him. You know, it's like, I'm a racist. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? I guess, you know, it's funny. When I was watching this, it's so aggravating to listen to this idiot. I mean, he and I are very different. I'll tell you this right now. If I was surrounded by people carrying weapons, people erecting nooses, screaming.
Okay, so here you have Phil Spector here, and they're literally... She's literally, these are talking points given to this hag from her Moppy friend, Moppy Goldberg. And they're like, really? Oh my God, the racist. And hey, we're not going anywhere. We're the black people. We're not going anywhere. Who said you were going anywhere? You dirty mop? All right, let me continue here. And while my ulcer just continues to grow watching Philip Spector here. Let's go back.
Hang Mike Pence, bludgeoning police officer to death, I might be a little scared. But Ron, no, he's not scared of those people. He's scared of this fictitious idea of Antifa, a thing that doesn't even exist. He needs to go. He needs to go, and soon.
Right. Sonny, what I ask you, what is he talking about?
I mean,
okay, before we lower our IQ a little more for this fake, terrible actress, Sunny, or whatever her stupid fake name is, look how she said, he needs to go. He needs to go. She's like calling a hit. First of all, she sounds like the nanny, Fran Drescher. I mean, it just kills you listening to that haggy woman. And now here they come. So now that's the haggy part of the show. So now they're going to put the more pleasant to look at. So to give it validity of what they say. You see how PR works with these people. So let's go listen to Sunny, not so sunny, but I wear a lot of pink makeup, and therefore I have the moral high ground, whatever his stupid name is. Here it is. Here it is.
You know, Joy said it. He's talking about fear of black people. It's like I was so shocked that we had an elected representative saying the court out loud. He said it out loud. I am not afraid of insurrectionists who stormed our Capitol and tried to upend our democracy, but I am afraid of black people peacefully protesting according to their God-given constitutional rights. That, however, I am.
You know, I guarantee you she rehearsed this in the mirror. She made sure she did this with her chest several times, like Celine Dion does it, and just goes. And then, you know, I'm surprised she didn't break into a rendition of My Heart Will Go On, He Needs to Go, and just all this stuff. And I'm just showing you guys how the PR and the mainstream, how brainwashing works. You know, somebody texted me, I can't believe they think this way. Do they not see? Because this is the mind control for the people who are still on the teat of the mainstream, which then goes around and just spreads around like that's the real virus here. So let's go, because they need to make sure the race baiting is here, because they're getting ready for their Planned Riothood Part 3. See? And that's why you heard in the beginning of this intro, if you haven't seen it, watch this on the replay of they're shooting Asian women randomly at spas. This could be racially motivated, although we don't know. We're just guessing and pulling it out of our, that side, where just see what they're doing. They're laying the structure down, but let's go see what Sunny side up here says.
Am afraid of, and he should be ashamed of himself. He also doubled down actually to ABC News and basically said, well, yes, because the Black Lives Matter protest and Antifa, this fictitious Tifa, there were 570 out of 7,750 protests, 570 turned into violent riots that killed 25 people. And he was citing this data from the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project. Though that project actually responded and said that he was bastardizing and twisting that data, because actually the Black Lives Matter
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to go to the conservative part of this very stupid kindergarten table here at the school. This is the kindergarten conference with people in pink makeup and also with the other two, whatever they were. Okay, so let's go to the conservative for the voice of reason. If you're watching this and you slightly lean to the right, let's make sure we're represented too. So who's it going to be? I hope it's who I think it is. Let's see here. Who's it going to be?
Who came on January 6th and marched through. If
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
think
Okay, I can't do that. That was supposed to be Meghan McCain, and that was Moppy Goldberg in I don't know, that was a Happy Days sweater that scared the hell out of me. I had to close it. So anyways, I'm just, we're just pointing it out. Not only how terrible American television is, I mean, they must show this to the prisoners in Guantanamo Bay. They're like,
Okay, we're going to strap you down.
and he's like, oh no, are you gonna knife me, or are you gonna put snakes in here?
No, we're going to make you watch The View for at least 3 hours. And they're like,
And he's like, okay, I'll tell you anything you want. I'll tell you who I'm working for. You name it. Please don't do that. And then they go,
see, we don't have to waterboard anymore. Put that on. In fact, since you're here, put Sister Act on too with Moppy Goldberg.
so that was Moppy, and it just, it gets very, very stupid. But I want to talk about this Australian story here in the international version of World News. World News. That's right. Chinese diplomat, which I think diplomat and Chinese, I just love that combination. That should be the combo number 3. General tells Chinese diplomat. So the Chinese diplomats are saying, and you'll see this happen more and more. Just believe me. It's just the stupidity is just. I'm starting to love it now. I love stupidity. It fills my heart with not sadness but gladness, which I believe was a Rod Stewart song. But somebody correct me on that. People should reconsider investing or living in Australia. And let's see here. But we don't want to hear her. She's wearing pink. Oh, she has pink makeup. Am I missing something? Is pink is that the safe word or the word of the day? Does anyone? Okay. Here it is. A diplomat at the Chinese embassy in Canberra has reportedly advised Chinese people to seriously consider whether they should invest or live in Australia. And he's saying that he's like, well, after we destroyed it and owned everything and completely demoralized the Australians and made them hate each other and themselves, well, let's take off and do that to some other country now. So here it is. The warning comes after new data showed Chinese investment in Australia plummeted more than 60% last year as relations between the two nations continue to sour. Actually, continue to sweet and sour. That's a typo. According to the Australian National University Chinese Investment in Australia database, Australia saw just 1 billion investment from China in 2020, down from 2.6 billion in 2019, a stunning collapse from 2016 at the peak of it when 16.5 billion was spent. Meanwhile, Trade Minister, but I like Trade Master better. Trade Master Dan Tehan says a dispute over barley tariffs imposed by China last year will escalate the World Trade Organization after he was snubbed by the Chinese counterpart. So basically what happened was when Australia got into the South China Sea with their navy and joined the United States and Taiwan in a fight over there against China, well, then China said to Prime Minister Morris, well, just for that, we're going to up your barley trade. Apparently that's big over there and some other things. And they already own the natural water rights of Australia that China does. They own all the universities. I mean, everything you like that's Australian is owned by China. In fact, they've now claimed the koala bear is the official bear of China. Can you believe that? It's no longer Australian. Koala bears are the Beijing bear of China. I mean, this never seems to end. I couldn't believe it. So there were more than 650,000 Chinese-born people living in Australia at the end of 2018, and they make up around 9% of Australia's overseas-born population and 2.6% of the total population. Now, think about that. If the Irish moved all to China and they were just beginning to just build and build and build, and Irish, that would be like world news. They're like, oh my God, the Irish need to be stopped. The Irish, and like, you know, and then China starts adopting the potato instead of the rice. I mean, this would make international news and boycotts of Ireland and all this stuff. Oh, but because it's the golden fist powerhouse of Mao Zedong and the General Tao and the Qin dynasty and all the you know, Fang the spy, all these people, it doesn't matter. So finally, Foreign Minister spokesperson Wang Wenbin, that's Foreign Minister Wang Wenbin, told reporters that Chinese government was deeply concerned about findings calling on Australians to own up to racism and become better citizens. Now, gee, what a coincidence that we just saw in the intro of today, the shooting up of the spa and the 3 dead Asian women. They don't get specific. How do we know they're not from Guam? How do we know they're not Vietnamese? No, they want to make sure it just covers everything in this false flaggy thing. And then this story about Australia comes out. None dare call it conspiracy. None dare call it coincidence. But let's call on Guru to tell us what the deal is here, what the real deal is, Guru. Guru, welcome to America at War Live. This seems fishy to me. And, you know, you're on mute. So unmute yourself if you wouldn't mind. But tell me, Guru, what's the validity of this story? What do you see coming down the pikeway here? None of this is coincidental. But we can't hear you, but we can do it like a kung fu movie. So I can go, well, it seems like what the Chinese are doing, they need to go. Okay, well, we get our tech department to, that's how it goes around here. Nothing seems to really work my way until I just jam it in there when it's technology. Nothing goes my way.